Hello, 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 hello. What's up? I'm gonna do a quick, not really quick, but I'll try to make it quick. A guide for traders. I'll explain everything each step of the way. So this is gonna be an economy run, but I'll also explain some tips and tricks pretty much you can use while inside that place. So this is going to be beneficial for pretty much beginner level players and even those that are considering going to floor 4 and 5. So let's just quickly get ready. So I'll be using the basics pretty much. I'm just going to bring this. We'll be needing this armor, maybe even this, and I'll bring something slightly stronger. Alright, and on top of that, I believe I'll be needing maybe even 2 sets, but I think it can be done with 1. But better safe than sorry, right? Because I want to complete the whole thing. Now for weapons, I'll be using these later for the big guys. I chose the bastard sword, so I need some damage. This one would actually be 100 damage. Yeah, so I'm gonna slightly accelerate this so I can quickly get ready with this, and I don't have any bastard swords really. Nothing, eh? Apparently not. Yeah, so the damage we need is 100. We need 90 damage, and ideally 45 or even 50 would be actually best. But yeah, we're gonna improvise a little bit, all right? Maybe this? No, 97. Come on, man. All right. Never mind. So why do we need these kinds of damage? It's because possessed have 100 health. We need 62 damage to kill the leper, and we need around, I think, 65 for killing the poison guy. Now for in terms of okay, I can have 100 like this. Alright, so in terms of killing Forsaken, we need around 90 damage, and 90 damage is also ideal for sufferers, also for the X thrower, because sufferers have 90 HP, X thrower has 180. And the priestess has 240 or 250, but yeah, so either 45 damage or essentially 50 would be best, right? But, you know, we work with what we have, and maybe sometimes we don't even want to burn some stuff. So let me just see, what should I bring? All right, maybe like this. Okay. Gonna be bringing some berries, because why not? I'll also show a trick with control scrolls, which is actually very good in this place. And yeah, I need to bring a bunch of stuff. I have to get rid of this for now, because otherwise I won't have any space, right? Alright, so this is for later. This is for the camp. What should I use as healing? Maybe 1 stack of bandages. gonna be using honey, and maybe like this, maybe like that, right? I'll also bring 3 of these. It's a quest for the scarlet thing. And yeah, I think we're good to go. We're good to go. So just so I don't forget, the espadon here. I'll be using this. A lot of poison there. Unstoppable. And then later I'll be switching it up a little bit. But for now, I think we're good to go. Just a sec. Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay. Essentially, this is an overkill because I'm using this armor, so I think I can go through probably entire floor 3 with this, and even start of floor 4. And then I'm gonna switch to this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need another set of 400 armor. Okay. So, without further ado, let's dive right in what we are trying to do here, right? So basically, floor 1 is by far the easiest one, and it can be done daily. But I know in the beginning, when you're just starting the game, you don't really have a lot of stuff you can use, especially weapons, right? So it feels kind of wasteful to even go inside on floor 1. But I'm bringing this kind of weapon because it's enough to clear pretty much the entire floor 1. There aren't any big enemies on floor 1. Now just give me a sec. I forgot to take the Peter thing. All right. So it's just possessed, leper, and the poison dude, right? So it could be done easily. That's all I'm saying. Now on floor 2, however, there are Forsakens, Desecrators, and even a Fanatic. So that could be a bit troublesome. But it's nothing to worry about. Now at floor 3, we have an appearance of units from Traitors. But floor 3 is still nothing to be alarmed about. And that floor is needed for getting the level 3 design. I think for the cat house. So that also works. And floor 4 is actually the place where things start to get interesting, right? So on way 1, we have 2 possessed and maybe 3 or 4 more units. So that should be no problem whatsoever. So like I said, I have 35 damage with this. It's enough to 3-hit possessed and 2-hit pretty much anyone else. Now, you can also do this in a cheaper way. You can use card tails, you can use even clubs, like a bow, just like the basic stuff. But for the sake of this video, I'm gonna accelerate it a little bit, so I'm gonna be using slightly stronger stuff, all right? Alright, so floor 2 is 3 possessed. And some random enemies. Now, I want to show you something. Now, for these smaller units, you can actually use level 2 scroll of control. So, this is a very common scroll. You're going to be getting it pretty much anywhere. And I have like I don't know, 100 of them, and I have no idea what to do with them, so I kind of dumped them here. So either on gatekeeper or just clearing the early floors, so I can pretty much use low tier armor to just get it over with. All right. And yeah, for these like for the leper, and it works with level 1 as well. Now, so the strategy is as follows: you pretty much just let these hit you, and the possessed are gonna kill pretty much all of them. Now this also works on floor 2. I'm gonna show that later because the possessed are very good. They have high movement speed. They don't really have a lot of damage, but they have high movement speed. So you can pretty much just bring a bow. I didn't bring it, I forgot. And you just control the units and pretty much just direct their attacks with the bow. All right. So you'll see now on floor 2, wave 1, you have 2 possessed, right? And you can just control them and pretty much just use a basic bow. This one, it's very cheap. Just use this one. And whenever you hit anything, the possessed are gonna attack it. So you can pretty much just ignore Forsaken altogether. You don't even need to fight him. But I'm gonna fight him just for, for fun, pretty much. All right, so let's continue with the strategy. We're just gonna be controlling stuff. Kill the small ones, right? Take control of these 2. Okay. Now I'm gonna show you what I mean. So the possessed have a really high movement speed, so you can pretty much just run away, and they're gonna be doing damage to Forsaken. All right, so pretty much like this. Very easy, right? So like this is by far the easiest way to do it, and in my opinion the cheapest, right? So please be advised, this is recommended on wave 4 and 5. I wouldn't recommend doing this on wave 6, mainly because there's a fanatic there, right? So now on wave 5 there are 3 possessed, so we're gonna do pretty much the same thing. All right, just the same thing as we did now. Keep in mind, for possessed you need the level 2 control scroll. For other units you need level 1, and the further down we go in this catacomb, we're gonna need level 3. All right, and the approach is pretty much the same. So for level 3, I'm using level 3 to I'll explain it later actually, but just to use less scrolls of control, right? Scrolls of terror, sorry. So that's the whole point of this. Like, even if you save something like this for, let's say, Dark Offering, the reward is not that great. Usually the best rewards are from Scroll of Freezing, Divine Retribution, and Scrolls of Carnage. But like for this one, usually you just get some random weapon. I mean, scrolls are better to be used, in my opinion, honestly. At least that's what I've seen so far. All right, so let's start the next wave. Once again, we're just going to be controlling these. We have new pets pretty much. And we're just going to be doing the same thing. He's very rude, this guy. Easy peasy, right? Now let's use some berries. Alrighty then. So now I'm gonna actually have to change for this wave. And I don't have enough armor because this is full leather. So also iron shod shield works, but I brought this for later levels. And I'm gonna need some heals. Okay, I got bandages. That's actually enough. All right, that's 1, 2, 3. And pretty much the same idea applies. So we're just gonna be dumping this on this floor, even if they don't immediately finish off the Forsaken. Doesn't really matter, you know. We want to minimize damage we take, and this is the best way to do it. All right. And once again, we do the same thing. It's maybe a bit boring, but it saves armor pretty much. Another option is to bring a cart thill and just stand around this table or here, and you can actually hit the desecrator. Even though he has a long sword with perfect coordination, we can actually kill him like that. But this is like the easiest way, you know. It's very cheap to do it like this, and that's pretty much it in terms of what we're gonna get. All right, so we're gonna be finishing with this. I'll just be dumping other stuff that I don't really need. And then we can move on to floor 3. All right. It was fairly simple to do. Now we won't be needing this garbage anymore. And let's see what we're gonna keep here. All right, so I don't even need this anymore. Okay. So now, let's go down. And for this one in particular, we will use Scrolls of Terror, just to be safe. Like I said, better be safe than sorry, right? And let's dive right in. So we got 360 armor. Essentially, you need 250 to survive the Fanatic, but ideally you want to have around 350 in case your HP is low, just so he doesn't really kill you, right? I think before you were able to block the damage completely, but now even with 500 armor, he still does damage to me, so not really sure if they changed the type of damage or what, but I can't really block it anymore. All right, so let's continue with our plan. Now here there are 4 possessed, I believe. There is this furious desecrator dude. You can see the Fanatic is here, so we're just gonna kill him. Usually I use either the dog or the bow. It's by far the simplest way of doing it, but pretty much anything works, you know. Doesn't really matter how you do it. And this Furious guy is left for the end. So the idea is always pretty much the same. So first we kill the small guys. First we kill the possessed. All right, so first 7 waves. First we kill the possessed. Then we kill the small guys. And after that we kill the Forsaken or Deca. All right. So that's pretty much the plan, how we approach this, all right? And this guy is problematic when his HP gets low. So you can see he's doing more damage at this point, right? Okay, so now, just let me get rid of this. I'll probably be needing the other armor. Just a sec. Just a sec. I'll continue with this strategy, even though it would be better to switch. So usually when I do this myself, I kind of do it a bit differently. So I don't really pay that much attention to, just using the basics. But I just wanted to show you it can be done. All right. Now we have Sufferers, Extras, and Priestess now, and probably it's either gonna be a Slaughterer or a Torturer. On wave 8, so from wave 8 onward, the further down the rabbit hole we go, we don't really want to fight Slaughterers unless we have to. So a Torturer has a guaranteed drop of the insignia, and those insignias can be traded for really good gear in the Torturer's catacomb, the Torturer's dungeon, sorry. But the Slaughterer, since he doesn't revive and he's very beefy, he has a lot of armor, usually we don't want to kill him here. So the best thing to use is Edict of Exile. But I used all of mine, so I'm gonna have to be killing them now, alright? But it's better to just ignore them, just use the Edict on them. It's a waste of weapons to kill them because you get literally nothing from the Slaughterer, right? So it's the stupidest unit in this place. Okay? All right, so let's start. There are, I think, 3-4 Sufferers and I think like 2 Extras and 1 Priestess. So for now, we're just going to be focusing on those that actually do a lot of damage. The ranged ones, because the Sufferers are going to swarm you, so you won't really be able to reach those more like important enemies that actually do damage. All right, so the faster ones are actually Sufferers. And you can see the damage piling up from behind. Those would be the Throwers, right? Also, we make some distance because this armor, please be advised, is insufficient. So I recommend at least 250 armor. So now I have 300. And yeah, you can see that now we actually have to kill both of them. So when fighting these two, the best bet is to just split them up. So get some distance between these two, and at one point they're gonna split up. Now I think I should be running the other way around, maybe. Okay, good. All right, let's kill this dude. So you can see he's very, very tanky as a unit, and just a waste of armor, pretty much, and weapons. So essentially, if you use high quality stuff, of course, it would be better, right? So for example, like a berserker axe or something like that, that also works. And even though I brought these, I'm gonna be saving them for later. All right, I'll be needing those later. I'm kind of low on heals, so I'll be taking this with me now. And I'll have to switch from the bastard sword because it doesn't really have 90 damage. So I'm gonna be using this just to show you how quickly it can be done if you use something better. All right, so just like to see the difference between this. Okay, so the priestess. Okay, we don't want to fight so many units. Okay, let's ignore him for now. We're gonna kill him later. First, we want to clear the sufferers. Then we're gonna finish off the slaughterer dude, and then we'll be killing this dude, right? Now this guy actually does damage, but I want to get rid of this since I brought it. So we're gonna be tanking a bit here. Okay, so I'm using petrification just to heal a little bit. It's gonna be charged anyway on the next floor, right? Also, one thing to consider, I didn't bring anything for thirst. My bad, guys, my bad. But yeah, I think it's actually fine. Now from this floor can be done easily. All right, so particularly this wave 7, 8, maybe 9 is slightly more complicated, but this can be done easily. Now from floor 4, this is where the fun starts, because here on each wave we're gonna have this bastard, the barbarian. So basically on each wave going forward, we're gonna be having this barbarian, and he is very problematic if you get chain stunned by multiple. So if you get attacked by more than one and you get chain stunned, you are absolutely going to die. All right, so keep that in mind, and do not hesitate to use scrolls. So especially if you see them, like other units, not as much. They don't really pose any significant threat to you. But barbarians, even with the skill, actually pose a threat. They are actually very problematic. All right, so with that being said, let's continue with the 90 damage approach, because from wave 4 onward, we cannot really be extremely economic. So there is a bunch of enemies, and we should be killing them as fast as possible to not burn armors. So in this game, it's always like the same thing. The better weapon you use, the less armor you're gonna burn, and the other way around. So if you use better armors, you can use lower tier weapons, and vice versa, right? But here, if you're gonna use something like scale armor, like a full scale armor, it's gonna be very expensive, because like armor durability gets decreased by attack, not by damage. So when there are more units, you don't you don't want to be attacked, right? All right, so without further ado, let's just show the following waves. All right, so this is a slaughter. Not many units on this particular wave, but going forward, we're gonna be having actually more. All right, so once again, first we kill the small ones. We're gonna be killing the extra over next. because he is annoying. But Priestess is actually a bigger problem, in my opinion, because her poison stacks. So not just her poison, any poison in the game stacks. So if you have just like one enemy attacking you and you let him attack you constantly, the poison damage is just gonna kill you. So you have to be extra careful when fighting poison. All right. Okay, so once again, I'm trying to get rid of this bastard sword because it's pretty much useless at this point. And like you can see, so the slaughter should not really be killed, honestly. Okay, let's just let's get rid of this. All right. Okay, I think it's enough for the next wave as well. Yeah, should be no problem. Okay. Okay, so the barbarian, well, what do we have? We got some priestesses and 2 torturers. So we're just gonna split them up. Now let's do it slightly like this. I have less armor this way, but shouldn't really be an issue. Ooh. Okay. Fair enough. My armor is gonna pop. So, yeah, let's do it like this after all. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay, let's see, what do we have? I'm really thirsty. Yeah, Sherlock, I'm aware of that. Okay, so let's do the switcheroo. I'm gonna be saving these. Let's see, what else do we have? Alright, so far. Okay, so it's wave 12. Alright, so not yet, actually. But let's add more evasion for for the big guy, pretty much. I think this is the way to go. This is what I've been talking about. So when there are multiple barbarians, it's actually gonna be an issue if you have to men fight them, right? They're gonna do massive damage to you. If you get stunned, you're gonna get chain stunned, and then we're gonna have some problems, right? It's very easy to die, so do not hesitate to use the necessary means of for defeating these enemies. All right, so if you're surrounded, especially by several of those, just use more heals. Just use the scroll. You don't have to be always perfectly efficient, right? Nobody sees that, right? You're playing for yourself, so keep that in mind. All right, so far we did spend only 4. That's good. And now for this particular wave, I'll be switching to control scrolls, and I'll be showing what I actually do. So on floor 5, these barbarians actually do tremendous work. So they are extremely important on floor 5 because there are so many of them. Okay. Now, I usually either kill them with this or I try to control them. So for now, I'll be using the control scroll just to get rid of this stuff I have. Okay, let's dive right in. Okay, so Sufferer we kill, Barbarians we control. And now we pretty much let them kill everybody, alright? We just let them kill all of them. Just look at this damage, it's ridiculous, man. Just massive, massive damage. Just massive damage. Alright, so this is like by far the best way of approaching the first few of these waves. Now also, I haven't really used the Espadon as much, but I guess I'll be using it at one point. So I'm gonna keep it there. I don't need this. And we're gonna add more evasion, so particularly for this guy, I think that would be like the wisest thing to do. Yeah, you can see I'm using evasion, and you might say, oh, we cannot do this, this is not for beginners. Yeah, but pretty much I have the same amount of evasion as you would with a luck potion. You can see I'm not using a luck potion. With a luck potion, it's much easier, you know, especially if you have a kitty cat with evasion as well. Like, they cannot even hit you, so your armors last much longer if all the conditions are there. So I'm showing you a grindy kind of way of doing this particular place. So you can essentially do it maybe a couple of times a week or every single day. I do Traitors every single day because the reward is a level 3 bomb. Alright, so I really grind. Let's see what we got. I really grind this place. Okay. Oh, very nice, very nice, very nice. We got this. Wow. Absolutely perfect. Okay, I'm gonna reach 105. Actually. Okay. I didn't want to do it, but it is what it is. Alright, moving on. Now, wave 14 has a ridiculous amount of enemies. Alright, so wave 13 was nothing compared to wave 14. Now, once again, the best thing to do is just use this 130 damage. Just pop this and kill everything that moves with the addition of this. Alright? I'm not doing this to make it like cheaper for you guys, pretty much. Okay? Alright, so let's continue. They're gonna be killing pretty much everybody, so you can get rid of the sufferers. They have done their job. We're gonna use the barbarian still, because there is an extra over there. Yep. You can always wait for him to stun this guy, but it's not needed pretty much. Okay. So with that, we finished the wave 14. Now, for wave 15, I don't actually recommend doing it with control scrolls. Because there's a huge chance you're gonna die. And I didn't bring enough heals. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Uh, but I said it's an economy run, so that was kind of planned, right? Okay, so now we have 430 armor. So I brought this. I took this just in case. You know, if I lose something, I can pop the petrification or just terror scroll and equip stuff while I'm running. Okay, so now I'm gonna show how I kill all of them first, just like burn all of them, and then I focus on the big guys. Okay? So we choose the path where there aren't as many enemies. Mainly because we can easily select our targets. Now keep in mind, we do not want to fight all of them at once. So first, this is like target practice. First we kill the units we need to kill. And then, only then, we focus on the other guys. Alright? So first we need to get rid of priestesses because they do massive damage. We need to get rid of axe throwers. They also do a ton. So, and this guy is not even. He blocked my my path there. Okay, let's see what we got. We are pretty much out of armor completely, so I shall be maybe risking it a little bit there. Yeah, why not? I think I can risk it. He does really have that much damage, I think. Yeah. Okay. Another one. Absolutely perfect. Okay. So let's see essentially what did we spend. This is pretty much garbage at this point. Nothing to do with this. This is also garbage. So we burned one composition like this, which has, actually it has 370 armor because this guy gives me 50. We used half of the shield, the good one, but I'm gonna get a new one now anyway. And we burned 30%, 40% of a leather set, and there was a mix of copper and bronze and leather, so it was like 300 armor, actually 250. So it's essentially a copper set, right? So not much was actually spent. So half of this, we used 1.5 of these, one bastard sword, and actually some scrolls. So this is by far the most effective way of doing this, and doing this consistently. So you will see that at one point you will run out of scrolls, right? So like I said, I'm out of Edict of Exile. But if you mix all of them, if you use like terror, a bit of control, a bit of terror, a bit of freezing, you'll get your own game going. You know, you'll see what's the best way. You don't really need that much. So I was, now the emphasis was on not spending so much gear, right? And not spending so many heals. So this was the primary focus of showing how it's done. But of course it can be optimized. And of course we got the bombs. So this is why I do this every single day. We got the shield, like I said. We got it back. So essentially this shield, if you use some of the better weapons, you know, two-handed weapons for later floors, the shield lasts like 3 runs, pretty much. You know, you just bring the shield and you're good to go. You're gonna have like 20 of these shields at one point, and that's guaranteed. I have like a full chest of these, and you know, I burn them all the time. Now the reward usually is not worth considering what you spend. which is why we try to do this kind of economy run. So higher floors are done for two reasons. This is the first one, because it's extremely hard to farm this. So you can farm it here, or you can farm it at the Sinister Citadel. Okay. Another reason are, of course, these special items, but they are farmable elsewhere. You know, you can get this stuff elsewhere, but enchanted iron in particular, you can only get here. You can get it from Scarlet. Where is it? Goodness gracious. Here it is. So you need to go high in level to get it. And you can get it at the Citadel. That's pretty much it. There are no other ways of farming this. I think maybe some other bosses drop it, but it's extremely rare. So this is a way to farm this stuff, and we need it for pretty much everything in the game. So something to consider. All right, so we got two weapons back. We got a bow. We got some oats, and we got those special items that are actually the reason why we come here in the first place, right? And nothing special is actually needed. So we need, if you're gonna, not go like the cheap route, you need a berserker axe. That axe is enough to clear 2 floors. Okay, so probably you're gonna have it for wave 7 as well. You need 2 scimitars, or some other weapon which gives you 90 damage. That depends on like how high your skills are, and we need 2 to 3 of the big ones. So if we use Edict of Exile for slaughterers, we don't need so many weapons. So I'm telling you how many weapons you need if you want to kill absolutely everybody in this place. All right. And you get essentially 3 weapons back. You get 2 pieces of armor, so all of that is worthless. But you get this, which is really good. You get the bomb. You get the designs. You get enchanted iron. You get this. What's it called? Where is it now? This rivet. And there is a chance to get Brigadine. Okay, so it's okay to farm it. My advice is to do like baby steps. Get accustomed to finishing 2 floors, then go on to wave 7. Get used to doing that on a regular basis, then complete the 3rd floor. And only when you have some evasion for particularly these 2, and stun immunity, stun resistance, and immunity for poison, I'd recommend going down the rabbit hole. So if you don't have this, you're gonna take massive amounts of damage and probably even die. So if you get stunned by these guys, you're most likely gonna die. So this was a bit longer than anticipated, but hope this helps, and take it easy, peeps. Bye bye.